Hi, welcome to my 2023 review for Virgos. We have an interesting year ahead. There's a lot of change going on for you this year and for everybody indeed. We start off with Jupiter being the first planet to make an impact in 2023, and that's on the 1st. He's going to be in a new sign and a new house. He'll be in Aries and he'll be in your 8th house. So in Aries, Jupiter will be very fiery, very good at initiating new things, and with the 8th house it's going to be very interesting because it may plunge you into the study of psychology or the occult or the metaphysics world, and this will gain you better insight into the workings of things, especially behind the scenes in the unconscious area. Also, the 8th house, it's about money, especially money that comes to you from an outside source. So this could be a good opportunity now to invest or to team up with someone and use your joint resources to make some money. It'll be a good time for business partnerships. And then as Jupiter moves through the sign in Aries, there'll be lots of opportunities coming your way because Jupiter is the bringer of opportunities. So you just need to keep your eyes and ears open over the next few months to see where Jupiter may bring you opportunities. And don't forget, if you get a thunderbolt from him, it means you've missed one of them. On the 9th of January, we have the Black Moon Lilith moving into Leo, and this is your 12th house. This is quite a difficult placement to have the Black Moon transit in because the 12th house is the last sign, and the Black Moon transit in the first 11 houses had a chance to work on things, a chance to help you to uncover some of the shadow side, but in the 12th house it's come to the end of its journey and will start a new journey shortly. So in the 12th house it's about cleaning house, so to speak. The Black Moon will start to remove obstacles or things that are in your way, stop you from realising your potential, or things that stop you from living the experiences of life that you're meant to be living. So this is going to be an interesting time, and you have to really have the faith and understanding that the Black Moon will do what's best for you. Now in Leo it's about fear of the unknown, fear of what's going to happen. You have to try and steady this down so you're not afraid of what's happening, because you need to let go. You need to understand that things will happen and there's not much you can do about it. So you have to trust in the universe, so to speak. And then it's also about preparation. Any planet that's in the 12th house is preparing, ready to burst through into the 1st house later on in the year. Friday the 13th may be unlucky for some, but in January it's lucky for you because Mars starts to turn direct and things will start to move again. Mars is in your 10th house. This is the house of career and destiny. So once Mars gets going again, he will start making those changes come forth. He's moving very quickly during this year. Now the other mover is Uranus. Uranus is going direct in your 9th house. Now Uranus is the higher form of communication, higher form of Mercury, and the 9th house is the higher form of learning and understanding. So these two together will work very well. It could be a time for you to think about learning something new or taking on a new skill, and certainly looking at other things as well which the 9th house govern, like travel, adventure, having some fun. Maybe it's time to book a holiday or something, or a trip that will broaden and open up your experience of the world. Two more planets changing signs in March. First on the 7th is Saturn. Now you may have got very comfortable with Saturn. He's been going through the 6th house. This is the house of Virgo. So he would have brought a lot of structure, a lot of organisation, which would probably have stood you in good stead. Well, Saturn's finished there now and is moving into the 7th house. This is the house of others. So maybe it's now time to impart some of that structure and that organisation and help others to organise as well. It's also a time when there may be some restrictions placed on you via relationships, so these will have to be managed as well. Now, with Pluto, he's the other mover, and he's moving into your 6th house. So all the structure and organisation you put in over the last year, Pluto's now going to come along and say, well, no, we need to transform this now. We need to make it even better. So the 6th house again will be the focus for a while now, because Pluto's very slow moving. For some time he will be reorganising things, transforming things within your daily routines and your daily work, and it could be very exciting. It could help you so much about how you organise your life, but also there'll be some upsets because he will like to take you to the ashes like the phoenix, so you can rise again with a new approach. On the 20th of April we have our first eclipse of the year, followed by a second one on the 5th of May. Now these two, the first solar eclipse in Aries and the second one, lunar eclipse in Scorpio, both belong to the same series of eclipses, and this family of eclipses brings a sensual side out. It brings passion, it brings lust, very powerful energy, and sometimes it can take you by surprise, so be warned and wary of this. The first solar eclipse is in Aries. That's in your 8th house. This is the house of sex, birth, death, rebirth, and this is a time with a solar eclipse here that big events can happen during the year following. Now this can also be a moving house, this can be a birth of a child in the family, it could be a new job. Anything can happen with this kind of eclipse. And then the lunar eclipse is in the 3rd house in Scorpio. So there's very intense emotions, but it's in the house of the mind, and it's in Mercury's house. He rules the 3rd house. So this is a very mixed bag here, because we have the very strong intense emotions, but we also have the mental and logical side. So there might be a need for balance here. It could give you great insights into the emotional nature, but it could just be all a little bit disjointed and you may not be able to register things. But either way, it's going to be quite an unpredictable eclipse, this one. On the 17th of May, Jupiter changes sign again and house. This time he moves into Taurus, and this is your 9th house. And the 9th house is the ownership of Jupiter. This is where he's settled most, so this is going to be a great transit for you. And also, as he moves through Taurus, he's going to make a positive aspect to your Sun in Virgo. So this is going to bring great opportunities as well. So we spoke about earlier with Uranus in your 9th house, how you may want changes coming along, you may want to learn and grow, and Jupiter will bring these opportunities along. And especially around the 2nd of June, as Jupiter will make a conjunction with the Moon's North Node. The North Node is heading backwards into Aries. Jupiter makes this conjunction, and this is going to be fantastic because the North Node is our destiny, our spiritual way forward, and with Jupiter coming together, something's going to happen that is destined to happen. Now, the Moon's Node, as we said, are progressing backwards, and so the North Node will go into your 8th house, and they'll be there for the coming year. And again, we spoke about the 8th house with the eclipse being there. The North Node will bring beneficial opportunities connected to that 8th house, and with the South Node being in your 2nd house of finances, this is good because you can use your talents and your past to concentrate on your financial state. Mid-year, on the 18th of June, Saturn goes into retrograde and will be followed by the other planets. So this is a time when the energy starts to turn inward, and we've lost that momentum of all the planets going forward. But nevertheless, we can still work with them. But there is a word of warning at the end of July, 20th of July, because Venus goes retrograde. And Venus doesn't go retrograde very often, but when she does, it affects relationships and it affects your finances. So August in particular is not a good time to make big decisions, especially regarding relationships or finances. And also, Venus will be in that 12th house of yours. So this is the house of the unknown. This is the hidden house. So you won't have full awareness of what's going on. So please don't make any important decisions in that period between the end of July and the beginning of September. Then also we have other planets going into retrograde motion, but these will all be turning around by the end of the year. On the 4th of October, we have the Black Moon changing sign and house again. This time is moving into your sign of Virgo and into your 1st house. Now the black moon moving into the first house, it's about reinventing yourself in some way. It's about your identity. The black moon will kind of cast a shadow over who you are, and you need to rethink about who you are, because you will be changing as a person. The black moon emerging from the shadows into the first house puts a spotlight on things, and you'll be able to see any flaws, but you must not take these personally. Flaws and failures are a signature of the black moon being in Virgo. And this is a time when you're going to have to take things for what they are. If there are flaws, if there are failures, it's not down to you. And you have to analyse this and make sure that you're not taking this forward into the whole new cycle of the black moon. So let things be stripped bare, see what's there, and then work on the positive side of things and kind of reset yourself, if you like, so that you are very happy with your identity and who you are going forward. We have another pair of eclipses in October, one on the 14th and one on the 28th. The lunar eclipse on the 14th is in Taurus, your fellow Earth sign, and then the solar eclipse on the 28th is in Libra, which is your second house. Now, we have a different family of eclipses this time. This is the 7 South series of eclipses, and there's a very different feel to these ones than there was from the last one. This series of eclipses can bring intense anger and dissatisfaction, and you just need to be wary that you don't let this spill out openly. With the Taurian side, the moon is going to be in Taurus, so it's going to be very, very sensual, very easily upset in this position. So you need to be careful that you don't get angry and emotional at that time. And then with the one in the second house, this is in Libra, so it's much calmer. The sun is in Libra, so that's good. But both of these can be life-changing, because this series of eclipses can also remove large obstacles that is in the way of your progress. So this could be good in the financial area, and it could also be good in the 9th house, where your beliefs may be holding you back, or something in that 9th house may be holding you back. So this eclipse can remove large obstacles so that you can move forward, and things will move forward very, very quickly. On the 5th of November, we see Saturn going direct again, and it's followed in December by Chiron and Neptune. So as you see, from the end of the year, the planets start to move forward again, and we'll get some fresh direct energy going forward into 2024. Now, thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, and good luck for 23.